Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video is posted in years past. Today is October 18th. On this day in 1916, the 1916 Pensacola Hurricane made landfall near Pensacola, Florida as a high-end Category 2 hurricane with 110 mile-per-hour winds. Before that, it formed east of Jamaica on October 9th, then made landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula just north of the British Honduras-Mexico border on the 15th with 110 mile-per-hour winds. The hurricane then weakened inland but went to the Gulf of Mexico and re-strengthened back to 110 miles per hour before the Florida landfall on the 18th. After that landfall, the storm quickly weakened after moving inland, tracking over Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Illinois. Records for extreme wind velocities were set in Pensacola and Mobile, Alabama, where wind gusts above 120 miles per hour were recorded. 29 people were killed throughout Florida and Alabama, but the storm's quick movement into the coast reduced the associated storm surge and rainfall, reducing the damage caused by the hurricane. Damage in the Pensacola area was approximately $100,000 1916 United States dollars, but in 2025 United States dollars, over $2.97 million would be needed to equate to that. After moving inland, the storm weakened and merged with another area of low pressure near the Great Lakes and dissipated on the 19th, but the resulting storm produced gusty winds over much of the eastern United States, causing 49 fatalities on Lake Erie when the winds there caused 4 large ships to sink on Friday, October 20th, which became known as Black Friday, not to be confused with the shopping day that occurs every year the day after Thanksgiving, also known as Black Friday. On this day in 1944, the 1944 Cuba-Florida hurricane made landfall just south of Sarasota, Florida, as a Category 2 hurricane with 105 mile-per-hour winds. Cuba had already been devastated by this hurricane when it made landfall in the western part of the country on the 16th with 145 mile-per-hour winds, a Category 4 hurricane. At least 300 people were killed in Cuba, and the country suffered extensive damage inflicted by winds and storm surge, especially in the Havana area. Numerous ships sank in Havana Harbor amid agitated waters and marine debris. While property damage in the Florida Keys and throughout the Florida coast was considerable, the bulk of the storm's damage toll arose from significant losses of crops in the state's citrus-producing regions, curtailing record harvests. The hurricane caused 18 fatalities in Florida, half from a loss of a ship in Tampa Bay. The storm continued to weaken as it passed over Florida and the southeastern United States, producing heavy rains throughout the U.S. East Coast and gusty winds that led to widespread power outages. On the 20th, the storm transitioned into an extratropical cyclone and tracked northeastwards along the U.S. East Coast, then dissipated completely on the 24th. Total damage was $100 million 1944 United States dollars, but in 2025 United States dollars, over $1.84 billion would be needed to equate to that. On this day in 1990, the United States East Coast was hit by a tornado outbreak. In Reisterstown, Maryland, an F2 tornado heavily damaged an apartment complex and 52 other homes. An F3 tornado killed one person near King William, Virginia. In Somerset County, New Jersey, and Montgomery Township, 8 people were injured by another F3 tornado. On this day in 2004, a 2-day outbreak of 49 tornadoes started on this day, striking 28 counties across 6 states across the Mississippi River, Arkansas, Missouri, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Illinois. In Saline County, Arkansas, 11 people were injured by an F2 tornado, while a separate F2 tornado killed 3 people and injured 7 others near Cooter, Missouri, also severely damaging a farm. A total of 30 people were injured during this 2-day outbreak. On this day in 2007, a broad area from Michigan to Florida was hit with tornadoes. 100 structures in Williamstown, Michigan were damaged by an EF2 tornado that also flipped a home into a pond, killing 2 people. Another EF2 tornado killed 1 person and injured another in Crofton, Michigan, and also damaged hangars at the Kalkaska Airport. 12 homes and 20 other structures in Owensboro, Kentucky were destroyed by an EF3 tornado. A church's steeple fell into the sanctuary, which had been occupied by 125 people minutes earlier. A 20-mile path in Indiana across northeast Marshall, northwest Kosciuszko, and southwest Elkhart counties was struck by an EF3 tornado. Over 100 structures sustained significant damage or were destroyed in the town alone. The worst damage was in the town of Napanee. Hundreds of buildings were damaged or destroyed, and 4 people were injured. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Placing the thumbs up button to like this video, placing the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. If you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel, and please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/c/thisdayinweather for more content.